Hi and welcome to our webinar Innovate and Elevate Future Trends of Smart Vending. I'm Mikaela Henriksson and I'm here today with our CEO Aslak de Silva. Welcome.
Thank you.
So Aslak, could you start by sharing your view on the vending industry and why there is a need for flexible solutions?
A really good and broad question, Mikaela. Of course, now if you look at after pandemic, so the consumer behaviors change. So we used to go to grocery store, pick everything ourselves and then come home, and it was more in the roots of going to work or your hobbies. But the pandemic changed everything for us. So we were starting to order in food with apps and just like maybe just for restaurants, so dinner was ordered in and so on. And those trends are still there. So many of us have changed totally how we work. So we might go to grocery stores on a different time or restaurants on a different time and for different reasons. So restaurants have become more like maybe an experience rather than just eating out and so on. And these trends, of course, impact a lot in the vending industry as well. So previously, maybe the vending machines were more like that if you were lacking a beverage or you're at the office and you have a coffee or beverage machine or snack machine. So it was more to that. And nowadays the trend has become as well, of course, partly due to the service industry as well changing. So you might not have canteens or restaurants the same way open where you work, or if you go to the gym, you might go at different times. So the service has been very limited. So there, consumers have been learning to pick up new things and new times, and we can see that in the growing of the industry. And if you look at them from the merchant side, so of course there's a huge different demand already. So now people are more used to kind of picking up, like I said, not only beverages or snacks, but maybe even food or meat items that they want to eat. They might be traveling and they have forgotten maybe more things. At least that happens to me. That I've seen that before pandemic. I was very strict on packing everything and I didn't lose anything. But then now I'm traveling and then I don't have my toothbrush or missing my towel or t-shirt or something. So we just need something quickly where we are. So for merchants, so this is a great opportunity to actually be offering other products than before. And then of course the technology is changing. So all of us are talking about artificial intelligence, how AI is going to change the game, how we work with data. And these all provide some kind of new opportunities for the whole industry, not just to grow, but also enhance the consumer experience, the merchant experience as well.
Yeah, and can you elaborate a bit on how Selfly Store's mission aligns with this?
Yeah, so for us, we are thinking that, okay, we need to be the enabler for this all happen. So kind of the connection between the consumer and the merchant. And this goes anything from the hardware, it needs to look nice and attractive so that people come to it. It needs to have promotional capabilities that attract more people and show what's inside and make consumers happy, and the shopping experience should be fun. For merchants then, working with lots of things with software and others, so providing solutions that you can actually sell different items. You are more prepared for the demand, so not just that what you think is going to be sold, but also like predicting the demand from other sources. And then, of course, it needs to be simple to use. You need the data, and it needs to be more like a proactive for you, not just a tool that you think that, oh, I today have to go there. It needs to be actually, you can work with it remotely. You don't need to visit the site at all. You know what's happening and get all the information and of course collect the money as easily as possible.
Yeah, and speaking about the data, could you tell us a bit more about the Selfly Cloud and Selfly Insights and how they work and what the benefits are for the merchants using the Selfly Cloud and data?
Yeah, sure. So Selfly Cloud is then the portal. It's a cloud-based system where you log in to be actually operating the Selfly stores. You can do that with your mobile phone or with your laptop, or even if you have a PC at home or somewhere that you just want to work with. So any place, any location at any time. And it starts with actually when you log in, so it starts with showing you graphs, what's happening. So you know anything from what was sold, how much revenue you were making, and then like what are the most popular items. And you see also like, okay, if there are some problems in it. So it starts with the data, and then from that you can kind of log in and see like your real-time inventory, change the pricing of products and so on. So it's more of like a tool that what is there now, what has happened, so you can just get a quick glance of it and then make the next steps of it. Then it has also automated these things, kind of a push notifications that it will help you to know, like if you were selling expiring products, so that you have some of them inside, or it's soon going to be expiring, or if you have sold out some items. So then Selfly Cloud and its tools will notify you on this. Then where Selfly Insights come is then it's a step forward. So it's trying to predict the future with the data, not from only your data, but also the data of similar selfie stores out there. So if you were a hotel owner, so you have your own hotel, you have some trends and some data to work with. But with us then, with Selfie Insights, so we can combine the data from other hotels as well and help you to pick up things that you didn't know of. It could be anything that you're missing some items that you're not selling, or it can be just a benchmark for you to understand that actually normally hotels might sell more meal items and you're not selling them at all. So then you can actually get that information from there. We also then gathering other data points, for instance, weather data. In some cases, it has a huge impact. So let's go back to the hotel owner. It's going to rain outside and cold. So suddenly the demand of umbrellas has changed. So Selfie Insights will help you to pick up these things and be more proactive in selling exactly the items that you want to work with. And it's, like I said, it's of your own data, but also combining data from others. And there we have also then built AI capabilities, so artificial intelligence, so which will then easily pick up can work with big pool of data, and then like this normal generative AI, which will tell you actually that your trends are like this, and then you can like read about it. So not just only that you see. So for some of us, it's hard to kind of pick up information from data, and here now you can actually almost like talk with an AI, where you can actually get insights and then ask questions that, okay, I don't want to sell this item, what should I sell, or ask these questions. So it will help you to pick up a better assortment, even with pricing strategies, and also help you out when to refill. Because the worst thing that I feel is that if there's a demand and you miss the opportunity, so you had all the goods ready, but you were planning differently. So these are the spots that you shouldn't miss.
Yeah. Good, thank you. You already had some of the examples there how they can use it, but do you have anything else that how can real-time data help the merchants in their day-to-day operations?
Yeah, I think this is probably also the change from, if you look at from the pandemic, so was that previously or the kind of traditional way of vending was that you were building vending routes and then refilling them as you go, and you might have information of what was sold and then you take the items back, but you never had the access for real-time seeing what actually is happening, even to change the pricing. I know it's hard to increase the price or the feeling is bad, but if there's a high demand, so you can do that as well. Or just the opposite, that you know you're going to refill in a couple of days or a couple of hours, you can use that the Selfie Cloud tool to decrease the price or make combo deals to help out to sell that. And we have automated things like, for instance, if you were to sell fresh food, so that's the biggest risk, is that what if they're going to expire, you come with food waste and you need to throw it out, so all the money is lost and then you got waste, so that's the worst from both sides. So there are automatic tools here with Selfie Cloud that will actually put those kind of red labels there, virtual ones, not physical, but then kind of that it's minus 30% or 50%, you can decide what that is, and then ensure that those items are sold.
Yeah. Perfect, thank you. And then let's jump a bit from the data and the cloud to the new technologies that Selfie Store has come up with that we're going to start developing. So both RFID, scale and camera-based solutions. Why are these different technologies important?
And there are different ways to detect what kind of items are in. So if you go to really traditional vending, so this wasn't an issue, you just have those kind of slots where you drop the items and then take. So of course there was also technical development there. But now when we talk about smart vending, so and allow consumers to touch the goods with their hands, so this increases generally the basket size value. So when we talk about average vending machines in Europe, so the average sales is about €1 per item, and with the intelligent vending, so you can come up to on average to €5, but there are customers which the average transaction value is €15. And this is due to the customers the consumers being able to touch the items and pick many items at a time. So it's more like your home fridge at home. So in order to be able to do this, so then there are different technologies. So Selfie Store started with RFID, which are these tags and radio signals. So you attach the tag to each item and know exactly what's inside. So RFID is the only technology where you know what's inside all the time, and the system can scan and know that for sure. But it has its problems. Like if you have to attach the tag for all the items, so it might be troublesome for you or cumbersome in a way that your operations, you have to do a lot of manual work there, or it's not just feasible to do for some items. So that's why there are other technologies. So scale-based technology, which is then taking from the weight of the goods. So when you lift it up, so it knows that, okay, this much weight was gone. And then if you put it back, so it knows that, okay, you put the same item back. So that is maybe easier from consumer sides. These might not have huge differences, but from the merchant side it might. So if you, for instance, sell a lot of beverages or others, so you know where to stock quickly, it's easy to operate, and with this kind of high selling items which might be cumbersome to tag, so then this provides other solutions for that. Then camera is then detecting the shapes and the colors that are going for. So with of course, in all of these technologies, there's a way to kind of go around. Not going to go here, so that it's not going to be on YouTube and explaining how to cheat the technologies. But of course, humans are smart, so they might come up with something. And it has some issues as well, that if you, for instance, with scale, that if you misplace the item from the wrong place, so it might not know what's happening. And still there's a human factor that when you refill it, so you might do some problems that, okay, I actually miscalculated. I didn't put 10 items, I put 9 items. And when it calculates the average, so there might be problems coming from that. So with camera, then you can place the items with different locations. It doesn't matter where. And it just then detects when you take it out, so that, okay, this shape and this color was gone. So again, for the merchants, so providing more flexibility and maybe quicker way to refill. And then with some of the issues that you might have with scale, so when you have to have really strict planograms where the items are placed, so with camera, this is gone. Of course, the flexibility of both systems is more that with scale, then you can measure the average weight of the items, and then you can put it in the system that, okay, this weight and these items were sold. With camera, then you need to train the technology a lot more, so to be able to look at from different sides and others, so kind of that it will detect when you're taking it out. But it's quite easy to then retrofit cameras. You only need a couple of cameras, and then it's quite quick to use. So kind of from technology-wise, maybe the quicker way to move forward. And then with AI capabilities, you can train these camera detections quite well, so it will start picking up items more and more efficiently.
Yeah. Speaking about integrating cameras in an easy way, could you elaborate a bit more about the hybrid models and the benefits of using hybrid?
Yeah, so since all of these systems have their good sides and then their bad sides, so in order to work with the hybrid, so let's say that you have RFID and scale as an example, so then you take the best of both worlds, especially in a case where, I don't know, if you were a hotel or restaurant where we're selling maybe beverages, a lot of beverages that you know that the shape and the size or the weight is actually the same all the time, so you can easily then stock them in quickly, and then have maybe fresh food items with RFID or flexibility to be able to use and sell, let's say, the umbrellas that I was talking about before. So then if you need this and you know that you have the need for both, so maybe this is in that time that's the best of both worlds. But as always, so one size doesn't fit all. So it doesn't mean that's better somehow. It's just maybe another version of it, so that, okay, your use case is different, that you will not survive with one use case, or that's not best for you. That's why you need these hybrid ones. And they can be different hybrids from, with RFID to scale, to RFID to camera, or then with camera and scale, and maybe even all three. But then the use case would be really specific that would make sense. So often it becomes quite expensive as well. So.
Okay. And what are the potential risks or disadvantages with using the hybrid?
Well, yeah, as I said, that so it's not one size fits all, and it's no way better than any other technology. And then when you kind of have two technologies, so still there's more room for human errors, and it might be more difficult to train the operators doing that. Hey, remember that these shelves are now scale, and you need to work with this, and then these are RFID. So there are some of these complexities that can happen, and of course, then also you need to take into account the human behavior. So when you have one technology, it's easier to kind of show to the human, for instance, with the scale that you can control with kind of traffic light ways, that you misplaced the item, now it's red, so kind of like, or the shelf becomes red, so that put it in the right place and becomes green. So do you use this for all or not? And then different technologies really different ways. So the scale reads it when you pick it up, camera when you move it outside the door, and RFID will read when the signal is readable, so when you close the door. So these all work in different ways. So like I said, that it's not very simple or one size fits all, but in some cases it still makes sense and actually provides the efficiency that you want and the flexibility. I think here the biggest trend, as I mentioned in the beginning, is that the flexibility of selling whatever you want at what price. So if you want to take that into account, so then you need to think, okay, which system provides the best opportunity for me?
Yeah. Perfect, thank you. And do you maybe have some insights on the timeline for these new technologies? That when can we expect that Selfie Store has a scale or camera-based cabinet?
I knew that was coming, so of course you want some timelines. Of course, we are in developing these. So already in 24, so we have tested out the scale-based and a hybrid version for that in a big event. So where we actually got first-hand experiences, and then now it's more like fine-tuning it out so that it'll work. So early 25, we will have scale and hybrid for RFID with scale to come out there. That's kind of a simple next step, and I know there's a demand from our customers to get that. Camera also, we are testing it as well. So why are we testing? So it's important for us to ensure the quality, and then we always for Europe CE certify all the products so that everything is covered. So we're not just like that we can do it. We just want to have the quality, follow the certification route so that everything is working in order. So quality control has to be there, and then also when we work with the data, so what we are most worried is that kind of the misreadings that would skew up the data, because then we would lose all the advantages of the Selfie Cloud and Selfie Insights in the end, and that's the biggest risk. To me, I understand that there are fans of different technologies, as with cars. Some want to drive with electric cars and some prefer maybe diesel or gas, and so there are fans of those, but in the end it's more like how reliable and how it works, and then of course you want to have it cost efficiently working. So same with vending machines, that if you want to really make money, so the data will help you to sell more, and then of course the consumer experience needs to be good. So when all these are into account, so then we are coming there. But still answering the question, so during 25, we will have all these solutions available, first starting with the scale, and then I'd say that, hopefully before mid-year, like a midsummer party in Finland and the Nordics is a huge thing, so hopefully before that we have already the camera-based versions out there as well.
Amazing, looking forward to that. And finally, so how do you see the vending industry evolving in the next 5 years, and where would you see Selfie Store fit into that vision?
And that's a tough question. Like in the start, so when you ask like what has happened in the last few years, and a lot have happened, and so for sure lots will happen in the next 5 years as well. I don't know if I'm any better predictor than anybody else, but I see lots of these trends. So I see like a lot of other companies than us talking about the data a lot, the flexibility for consumers as well, and I do see the consumer behavior still changing a lot more. Like as mentioned in the beginning, that the kind of the change in how we work with restaurants, and do we want to sit there? Is it more like an experience or not? And so when those changes start to happen, so everything else starts to change. And I do believe that consumers are still more and more getting this. If I look at my kids, so they want everything all at once and conveniently and hopefully cheaply and everything. So these trends will push this for vending industry in a positive way, because vending machines tend to be in locations where there's no other business available. So even if you look at e-commerce, you still have to wait, but with vending machines you can sell whatever at where you are. So I think those point of sales, so the demand for that will just increase, and that provides great opportunities for vending machines. Technology for sure will be enhanced a lot. I'm not sure if there will be some other way of than we've talked today, the camera, RFID signals and the scale base. So maybe something else will pop up. Let's see. But all in all, I'd say that technology is still an enabler. So it's not the key for the success. And lots of these things will start happening. And I'm excited to see how the industry grows. And I recently joined the European Vending Association, or Vending and Coffee Service Association's board of directors. So I'm super eager to see from everything from legislation's point of view to kind of other advancement what will happen. But surely the intelligent vending machines will be more intelligent than before. And as a kind of a joke, what we say that we do see people kind of selfling in the future. So maybe there'll be a new verb for this kind of actions, or hopefully there will be, where people will understand. So because if it becomes a verb, so people understand what you're doing when you selfie your goods on your way to home or work or gym or wherever you're going for, so then it becomes more of a trend that people are using that. And it can be some other word than selfing, maybe that's just more for us, but that is still telling people that something is happening, similar as with Ubering or Airbnb. So we know what's happening there. Similar things and new words will come up for sure.
Great, thank you. And thank you for sharing your thoughts and your vision on the industry. It's super exciting to see where we are heading, and we look forward, and I also think that our audience look forward to seeing the new scale and camera-based cabinets the next year. So thank you for joining our webinar today. If you want to know more, head down to selflystore.com and follow us on our social media to be sure that you know when the news and when the new products are coming out. Thank you. And thank you, Aslak.